Now, for those of you who love shellfish, the world is your oyster as the Galway International Oyster and Seafood Festival kicks off at the end of the month.
Yes, here to share his pearls of wisdom is Master Shucker, 4-time European champion and 2-time World Cup and Irish champion, Stephen Nolan. Good morning to you, Stephen.
Good morning.
That's some introduction. It's a pretty impressive title.
I have to get all the titles in there, you know.
Yeah, so you know what you're doing. This is a family business?
Yeah, my family are involved in the seafood industry for years. The oysters I have with me today have come up from the West Coast, so
where are
these
they
are
from?
good oysters. From Clarenbridge, which we call the home of the oyster, actually.
Okay.
It's kind of
the
a
best
proud
oysters
title.
in the world, really.
They're definitely the best oysters in the world.
They are.
You can't get any better. I have two kinds of oysters for you today.
Okay.
So the first is, they're both grown in Ireland, both grown throughout Ireland, in Donegal, Mayo, Waterford, Kerry, County Louth. But the first one is available throughout the year. And it's called a Gigas oyster. It's Pacific oyster.
A Gigas oyster.
Yeah. So the main impediment, I have friends all over the country who grow these, and they put so much effort and blood and sweat and time into it.
Can't open them.
Yeah, and then people can't get them open. So I'm going to teach you how to do that today. There's always a muscle here. So the idea of opening the oyster is just get the muscle loose, and then it'll pop open.
It'll pop out.
So the easiest technique is maybe a French technique that we have. We just get the knife in the side and shimmy it about a bit and pull off the top shell. That's okay.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, and your oyster should look clean like that, not damaged, and full of juice or liquor, as we call it, and then it's ready to eat. So we have a few of those, but
so once it's completely closed, it's safe, is it?
So if you pick up your oyster and it's slightly ajar and you tap it and it doesn't snap closed straight away, you shouldn't touch it.
Chuck it away.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not a good one.
With shellfish, isn't it?
Yeah. If you open it and it's dried out and there's no juice in there, it's probably not a good idea to eat it either. So, this one is perfect. It's full-bodied and there's juice and it's fresh. It's very vibrant. So that's the way you want to. We'll move on to this other type of oyster. I won't get you. So this is available all year round. You go into any good seafood restaurant or a fish shop and they'll have those available.
And can you order that one specifically? What do you call it?
Gigas oyster.
Gigas oyster.
Yeah. So if you go in during the summer especially, that's the only one you can get.
Okay.
Right.
So, simple technique, just the muscle's always there, stick in your knife and give it a little shimmy and you pop it open. Okay. Now, yesterday was the start of the oyster season, the native oyster season. So these native oysters are rounder and flatter, and they are indigenous to Ireland. So the other oysters are brought in and grown here, and that's fine, but these are indigenous. They're only grown in Europe, they're from Europe. So.
And is it a similar technique to open it?
It's a very different technique. So I'm going to show you the different technique.
And which ones are we going to be using today? These
ones? You're going to be opening these ones. I've got your safety gloves there, available in any good hardware store. And yesterday I was passing by a fishmonger, and it was the first day of the season, so I had to try an oyster. And I asked the guy, "Oh, will you open an oyster for me? I'd love to try one." And he wasn't sure how to do it. So I think if we just spread that knowledge a little bit, it's actually really simple. So.
But it's okay to ask.
Yeah, of course. Just ask. And then, if you're involved in the industry, you should learn and try and get to know what to do. So a very simple technique. It's maybe a Swedish technique. We use these specialized knives for it, but. Actually, I can do this with a butter knife, and the guy yesterday only had a bread knife, so I used his bread knife and did the same technique. See, this is the hinge, the part at the back of the oyster. You get your knife in the hinge, give it a little shimmy until it sticks in like that. Yeah, and then twist the knife up a little bit.
Oh, okay. You're doing a little flick.
Yeah, and scrape it along the top shell. So you don't want to damage the fish inside there. You're just still trying to get to that muscle that's there.
Okay.
So you just scrape it along the top shell and it pops open.
And there's plenty of fluid there as well, which is a good sign, isn't it?
Let the amateurs have a go now.
Okay.
We have a bit of a competition, don't we?
So I've set up a few oysters for you there. I'll set up a few for you over here.
Great, yeah. I wouldn't put out many. I can't see this going very well.
I was going to say, I don't think I need all these.
I might help you. So we have competitions.
These bad boys,
yeah.
Stephen?
Take which one you think.
Okay, so we've got a minute on the clock.
You've got my nice competition knife there. Well done.
Oh dear, oh dear. So I've completely.
Is it this?
So the hinge. Remember the hinge? Yeah.
Right, ready?
Where's the hinge now, Stephen? There.
Ready? Where's the clock?
The hinge?
Yeah, that's the hinge, yeah. So put the flat side on. Okay, I'll get my glove on. I'll give you a head start.
I think I need more than a glove to help me. This is the hinge here.
Yeah.
And that's going
Whoa.
And just little shimmy on that and twist up the knife. If you use your left hand for doing all the work, really, you're just holding the other knife.
Oh, man, isn't it?
You can get it there. You're nearly there, yeah. Oh, you're getting on. Just the flat side, the flat part of the knife on
here,
the hinge
okay.
like that. And then use your left hand to do most of the work. Your left hand, yeah. So shimmy it a little bit like that. You get one open.
This is tough.
Come on,
as
baby.
a gosh.
Get in
Yeah,
there.
there you go.
Here, give us a hand here now.
Okay, yeah.
One.
So
You can't be give us a
this hand.
hand.
Use this
20
hand.
seconds left. He's
left
got to win
hand.
1-0.
Squeeze it.
She's brutal. Oh, I broke that one. Right,
can
next
give
one.
This is a very tough one.
it's a tough one. We'll give you a nice easy
Don't
one
be
here.
saying it's a tough.
There's a
10
nice easy
seconds
one.
ago. She's not going to get it done in 9 seconds, and I'm going to cut the hand off and say, that's broken as well. I think I want to win this 1-0. Look.
1-1 there now.
Anna.
Come on, that is
They're not easy to open. They're
Not easy to open. You should be able to do it in about 5 seconds.
Took us a minute
Pick
to
it
open
up,
up between us.
Open it and put it down in 5 seconds.
Stephen,
yeah.
when's the festival starting?
Festival's on the last weekend in September.
Excellent.
Can I have a try of one?
Yeah,
Yes,
go
you
for
can.
it.
This one?
So the Irish Oyster Opening Championship is on the same weekend. If you're involved in the industry, come down. If you're good enough to do it, you should compete.
Get in and do it.
And yeah, get
All
in
our
and do it,
details
that's
are on the website. Thank you,
Thanks.
Stephen. The Galway International Oyster and Seafood Festival runs from the 28th to the 30th of September, so keep an eye out for that.